Okay, we are rocking and rolling when you're ready.
All right, we're good?
Yep, we're good.
Okay. So I'm Alex, and I'm going to be doing an informative speech about juggling. So to start off, why I started juggling, I was at work one day. That was our setup in California, and it was really slow. And we had these mini soccer balls, the mini ones that are like this big. And I was like, I'm just going to try to juggle. I had no clue what I was doing. And I just kind of started practicing that way. And then I eventually watched videos and taught myself. So I'm not the best at it, but self-taught. So that's why I started. And then I'm going to go over some history of it. So juggling's been around for at least 4,000 years because the first recorded evidence of juggling was in ancient Egyptian hieroglyphics in a tomb. It was just drawn on the side of it. And originally, jugglers were seen as outcasts, so they weren't involved in any shows or anything for a little bit. They were kind of just like street performers. And then the first circus was in 1768, and it was by Philip Astley. And he eventually allowed jugglers to go into his circus and stuff. That's what Google told me was the first circus.
Wow, that's not bad.
So then some facts. So a juggling pattern is called a cascade, which I did not know, and I don't know why it's called that. But also in 2002, Albert Lucas, he set the world record for juggling by juggling 13 rings, and that's him juggling 13 rings. And apparently it's easier to juggle rings than actual balls or bean bags. I don't really believe that. And you can also improve your upper body strength if you juggle heavier objects. It also works on your hand-eye coordination and your focus too. So then finally, how to juggle. You go to clown school. No, I'm just
Do you really?
go to clown school. That was a joke. I was just going to see what happened. Anyway, so what you can use to juggle are hacky sacks, bean bags, and tennis balls. Tennis balls are actually hard to learn on because they bounce everywhere. So I brought my dog's tennis balls, so they don't really bounce that much. And I'm gonna teach you guys how to juggle. We're gonna see if I can do this. So actually, you start off with one ball, and you do it's called a scoop motion. So you scoop down and toss, and then you catch it with your other hand. And you're supposed to practice like that because you want the ball to go directly in the middle of you. You also have to have your feet planted, and then you want to keep your arms at a 90-degree angle so they don't get away from you. I'm guilty of them getting away from me. Then you grab two balls, and when this ball reaches this point after you throw right here, when it's at that point, you toss your other one the same way. And you just switch hands. And they're supposed to meet in the same point when you throw them. And this one's going to be the hard part because I don't know if I can do this slow motion. But basically, it's like a 1, 2, 3 count. You're going to throw, and then you throw this one. And when your second one is in the air is when you throw your third one. So then the balls end up in this hand, and then you throw with your left hand. And normally people are better starting off throwing with your right if you're right hand dominant. So then you switch. And I'm guilty of throwing them out too far, so sometimes I walk when I go with it. But you kind of just gotta plant your feet and juggle in place. I'm really nervous too, so my hands are shaking, so I don't know how well this is gonna go. But then you just count 1, 2, 3 and catch, and then you switch it. Okay. So In conclusion, you learned about why I started juggling, which was because I was bored at work and decided to do something with my time. The history of juggling, how long it was how long ago it's from. A little bit of facts about juggling, and then hopefully how to juggle. I know it's like really hard to understand. I used to watch like YouTube videos on it, and honestly, you just have to practice. But it's kind of like a fun trick once you know. And it's easier to do with heavier objects because they give more weight in your hand when you catch it and throw it back up. So like when I'm home, I'll just go and grab oranges and I'll just start juggling, and it's just like a fun thing to do, annoy my parents with. And I'm gonna end with, the sky is not the limit, it's just the view. And I chose that quote because I was only looking at the sky when I taught myself how to juggle, because I was constantly looking up.